Hey everyone, it's Stephen here again with another one of our success story videos today. I'm here with Tiziana today. Where are you coming in from today?
Hi, Stephen. I'm coming from Montreal, Canada.
Montreal, absolutely. So you obviously speak perfect French, right? Obviously.
Well, not perfect, but I speak French.
Nice one. I love speaking French when I can, although I just realized I've forgotten everything now. I'll have to practice again. So maybe off call we'll practice. But anyway, let's forget about all
Yeah.
that. So today we're here to talk about your journey and how you got started in this whole crazy world of Amazon. And obviously you've been a great client with Marketplace Superheroes. So I always start out by asking, why did you get into Amazon specifically? Can you remember what happened in your life or what you were looking at the
Mhm.
time? I'd love to know that if you would let us know.
So I started selling on Amazon 2 years ago, and at the time I didn't know that you could sell on Amazon. I always wanted to have my own business, and I was interested in online business. So actually, after I graduated from university, I studied business in university. I got a job at like a big fashion company in Montreal, and I worked in the e-commerce department. So I did a lot of copywriting, newsletters, and like all the online marketing. So that's how I got interested in e-commerce. And I loved my job back then. I was there for 3 years, but then after a while, I was getting tired of corporate life,
Yeah.
even though I was only in for like 3 years. And I always wanted to have my own business, but I didn't know how. So at that time, I left my job. I actually started a different job. I became a flight attendant for Emirates, and I wanted to explore different careers.
Yeah.
And I knew I was only going to be a flight attendant for 1 year. So I just wanted to travel and like meet new people,
Yeah.
see different things. And then when I came back to Montreal, I wasn't ready to go back to a normal job.
Yeah, we're done with that.
So, yeah. But at the same time, like I didn't want to be a flight attendant forever,
Yeah.
just because I love business and I always wanted to have my own business. So that's when I came across you guys on YouTube. Well, it wasn't you, it was
Stefan,
somebody
right?
else, Stefan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was Stefan. I don't know, he was very convincing and trustworthy. So
Yeah.
I pretty much trusted him because before that I had bought other courses that were not what they promised to
Yeah.
be. Like not Amazon courses, but like other
Sure.
stuff.
As have I many times.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but this one was yeah, it was amazing. So I'm so happy that I did.
That's brilliant. And so, at the present time moment, you're doing this full time, is what you're telling me earlier on, right?
Yeah, so when I saw like when I started the course, that was 2 years ago, I didn't go full time right away, of course. So
Sure.
I took me like 3 months to launch my first product, and at the same time, I went back to school. I got my master's degree, and that took me 2 years.
Sure.
So during that time, I was still going to school and then building this Amazon business on the side. 3 months ago, I graduated, and I decided that maybe right now is the time to focus on this more. And it also started to pick up more. Now I really understand how everything works. So I think that I can really grow this business. So I want to give myself the chance to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's cool. And so obviously, like you've been doing this a while now. And what would you say, like, have been some of the biggest lessons you've learned so far as you've gone from not
Hmm.
launching something to launching multiple products and getting
Yeah.
success? What are the big lessons so far? Do you
Yeah, so at the beginning, you don't really know what you're doing, so you really need to trust. You need to trust the course, really do everything step by step.
Yeah.
Everything is very clear in the videos, but you still do need to go out and ask a lot of questions on the Facebook group. And if you can, I would recommend getting a mentor. I didn't get a mentor because back then that was not available. And also at the beginning, you can get discouraged very easily. So even though I launched my first product, it didn't go as planned.
Sure.
But I didn't really know why it was not going as planned, and there was nobody there to tell me. I mean, I could get on a call with you and maybe you could help me, but there was
Yeah.
no coaching program. But now there is, and for me, it took me like 2 years, not 2 years, maybe like a year to figure out why that wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I kept doing a lot of research. I really tried to find out why that product didn't work, and once I understood, everything just clicked for me.
So what would you say was wrong with that product then? I'm interested to know.
So it was a pet product. It was like a dog bowl to
Yeah.
help dogs eat slower.
Oh, yes, I know.
because
Well,
it has like some spikes in there. Yeah. So the problem was that the market was too confused. So there were too many dog bowls that were doing the same thing, and there were different colors, different styles. And I thought like, okay, there's only one bowl that is blue, and that's the best selling one. So I'm gonna copy that one.
sure.
Like the other ones are not the same, they're not blue. So that's what I did. But of course, that's not enough to differentiate your product.
I love that though, because even though like you go through a program, you learn a lot of how to do things the right way. A lot of the time, it's still possible, as you did there, just to make an error. But sometimes people think like, well, that's it now. I've made an error. It's over. But for you,
Yeah.
it's been great because you took the lessons from that product and you've applied it to your new items. I'm sure that's made a big difference to you, right?
Yeah, and also the market was too big, so there were like tons of pages of the same product.
Yeah.
So I was spending so much money on PPC to try to get on page one, and I never got on page one. So for my next product, I decided I was going to find a market that was like maybe had like not more than 2 pages of results.
Smaller results.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And again, I actually made a video recently on YouTube. It was called 10 products to avoid on Amazon, I think it was called. And it's so funny because a lot of our members, which really made me like cry a little bit. Some people were like, oh, not a lot, but a few said, oh my God, like my product is in there or whatever. It's like, oh God, because it happened to me too, right? Because you want to bring in something that you believe is going to sell.
Yeah.
Dog product there, like it's a very competitive product. There's a lot of people selling. So therefore, in my brain, yes, I'll bring it in because it'll work. Then of course, then it's very competitive. It's hard to sell it. So yeah, sometimes like that's just you can only do that through learning. So I did the same thing with my first product.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's really important to maybe have a coach or someone who can look over your choices.
Yeah, am I crazy? Yes, you're crazy. Don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not crazy. Great.
Yeah, especially because at first you're only watching the training videos.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't know. You're like, okay, I think I'm following the rules, but I'm not really sure.
Absolutely. No, I mean, for me, huge as well. And even now, we've got multiple businesses and all that, but I still have coaches, right? Because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I just need people to look at my work and say, am I crazy? So yeah, it never ends. And I love, cool. So mentors have been something you would definitely recommend, as well as sticking to the program, going through the material. And so for the next sort of like 12 months, what would be some of your goals, like your focuses? What are you trying to achieve yourself now to use more often?
So right now, like my sales are 7,000 Canadian dollars, because right now I'm always selling in Canada. That's one of the other things. When I first started selling, I sold in the US and the UK with the dog pool. But then with my next product, I launched them in the US, but then again, the market was too big.
Yeah.
So that's when I was about to give up. But then my dad, who's also my business partner, he was like, no, I think, what if we take this inventory and bring it to Canada and see what happens? Like, we were already going to give up, So we brought it to Canada, and now it's like doing so well, like so well. So now we're going to start bringing more products to the US and the UK, but now we have more knowledge on how to pick the products.
You're gonna be ready and armed.
Yeah, exactly. So our goal for the next, like in a year, we want to be making $30,000 per month. So that will be, we think that's going to be enough to pay myself a salary, like a small salary.
Oh, definitely.
My dad a salary, and then keep some money to keep reinvesting.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great goal. I think it's very achievable for you, considering where you are now, and you're already quite a bit of the way there. So that's great. So cool. Well, look, final question for you then is, like, there's a lot of people, they find it hard to pull a trigger. You've obviously had some disappointments along the way, as well as some success also. What would you sort of say as some advice you would give people who are maybe struggling to pull that trigger right now? What would you say?
I would say just do it, like you're probably going to go spend that money somewhere else. Yeah. And here you're going to learn something. So you're going to learn so much. I think I've learned so much in the past 2 years, probably even more than I learned in school. So it's going to be a small investment, and you're going to get a lot out of it. And, right now you have there's proof that there's people who are making good money on Amazon. So if you follow the rules, you can really get there. And
you're also in our Irish boot camp as well. What did you think of that? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was so much fun, and it was amazing to be able to speak to the coaches. And then I loved it when I had someone looking over my shoulder and like looking at what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then I could really validate some of my choices, and they could tell me why I was right or why I was wrong. And yeah, it was amazing.
Well, that's great. Well, look, I would like to thank you once again, Tiziana, for coming on today. I really appreciate your time. And again, great job. You know, I love hearing stories like yours. And I love hearing that you're having success now. You had some struggles, but I love that you battled through them. I just feel like that is bigger than anything, because I mean, for any business owner, you're gonna get disappointments the whole time, and you've battled through them, and now you're succeeding. And I think you're going to succeed all the more of the next year. And so, great job. Thank you for coming on. It's going to inspire a lot of people, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Thanks, Steven.